Mm. Mm. What the fuck is my light? I'm literally just looking at it. Hi. Sorry I was late. It's been a crazy day. Know that. Hi. Sorry about that. Sorry. It's been a day. Miss Neek, hi from Huntsville. Hey. What up, Doe? Kendrick, I have something to announce later. Ohio in the building, allegedly. I finally caught a live. Hey everybody. Raindrops in the building. I gotta go grab something because I'm gonna be talking and I'm gonna be thirsty. So I'm gonna grab some water. Don't go anywhere. Okay. I have to grab water. Oh, Lord Jesus, what a day it has been. All right, we in the building. It's your first time catching a live, Dominique? Okay. Ebony says Florida's in the building. Okay. We got Vegas? Demetria, we got Vegas in the building? Okay. Brooklyn, the house. Dayon, got it. Okay. Let me make sure everything is good. New Orleans, is it Shell Beat? I need glasses. Brenda said Carlos bring the tea. Oh, honey. Call me Lipton. I'm always bringing the tea, child. You already know how we do. You already know. All right. Happy Thursday. Let me make sure I'm good here. Okay. I'm back in the cloffice. Raindrops. Hey, pretty practical. We got Mel B from London. We got Renette from Chi-Town. Oh, we got another London. Bree. Raindrops from London. Kimberly from Texas. No nonsense. Detroit, we say supporting you. I know that's right. Detroit. Okay. UK. A lot of UK people are here tonight. That notification. Yes, honey. Ciao. Okay. We have a lot to talk about. Let me make sure I got some headroom, child. Aaliyah Smith said Philly raindrop. Hey, Philly. I have a Philly story to share one day. This is back when I was in my hot boy days, honey. This is before the African. Okay. So, Australia, cozy. Hey, Australia. All right, BT said let's get into it. Okay, fine. I feel like everyone's here. Okay. I am thirsty. So give me a second. Okay, hold on. Okay. All right. So let's I just saw a comment that I'm not going to repeat. You wild, yo. All right. Like for Sheridan. Hey, boo. I love you, baby. How are you? Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Sean, exactly. Sean, child, hilarious. Okay, let's get into it. All right. So, Dawn Tashia, say hi back. Okay, I said hi back, baby. We are thirsty too, so give us tea. Okay. 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 All right. So, thank you for stepping into the Clawfist with me to discuss my interview with Erica Mena. Let's just get right into it. Let's get right into it. So, thank you all for watching it. Um, I really appreciate those who watch it. I respect those who said, Los, I love you. I just can't do it right now. No harm, no foul. I love you, Raindrops, too. That's the beauty of what I do. That's the beauty of reality with the king is the fact that we all don't have to agree on the same thing. And I think that's the beauty of how life should be. We're all not monolithic people to where we all have one thought. We all think the same thing. I think it's something to where you guys can tell me, like, I love you, Los, but I'm good on this. I'm fine with that. It's no shade. And for those who like, no, I'm glad you did it. You're a journalist. Hey, Portia. And you should talk to people. I appreciate you guys too. So I want to start off by saying that, I don't want this to be a situation to where people are being messy or shady because there's no need for that. But we're all mature adults. I mean, we are the raindrops. Okay. So we all get to have a discourse and move on from there. All right. So let's talk about the Erica Mena interview. And I want to talk to you guys about something that I haven't shared. I have not done an interview to promote this particular conversation because I wanted to first talk to you all, my supporters, my raindrops, my subscribers, and the audience. I didn't want to give this to an outlet because I wanted to give it to you guys straight and not feel like we in this together and all of a sudden Los is like chucking the deuces. No, I wanted you all to make sure that you all heard it from me first. Okay? So let's talk about how this interview with Erica came about. As you all know, Reality with the King podcast has been out since April 6, 2021. And thanks to you all, we shot to number one on the podcast charts. Yes, raindrops. Anyways, we shot to number one on the podcast charts on Apple iTunes, and we had 1 million downloads in less than 6 months. This podcast took a life on its own. And what I have discovered is that Reality with the King is the destination for reality stars or celebrities to go to have a conversation, to have a discourse, to really speak to somebody that they're able to feel comfortable addressing things. It's the reason why my first episode on Reality with the King, I had Ebony K. Williams as my first guest. And we had a great conversation and people loved it. And I will always give Ebony her props for being my first guest. She would go down in history as the first guest. She is somebody that people love or people hate. It's she's one or the other. There's no in between. But I never want the perception of the world to interfere with who I sit down and talk to because at the end of the day, I am a journalist. Okay. I actually have awards from the New York Association of Black Journalists. I'm a journalist. I studied journalism in college. Thank you. Okay. So I sell that to say a lot of people have either hit me up or I hit them up to come on the podcast. When I did Nini's interview, because one thing about me, I'm never going to be so egotistical that I don't take wisdom from people who are in my world. That includes Nene Leaks, that includes the raindrops. If I feel like you impart wisdom onto me, I'm going to receive it. Period. when Nene said to me, you should start doing more in-person interviews, because prior to that, all of my interviews were on Zoom. And my first in-person interview was Ramona Singer. Okay. I interviewed in person Ramona Singer in New York City. She was my first interview. Ramona Singer is somebody that people consider to be controversial. A lot of people don't like Ramona. A lot of people think Ramona's racist. A lot of people think Ramona's prejudiced. A lot of people have these things about Ramona. When the time came for me to talk to Ramona, I wanted to sit down and talk to her and to ask the questions that everybody has on their minds. And that's what I did with her as well. So then when Nene and I did our interview, Nene kept saying, you need to do more in person. And I felt this energy in the room with Nene that I was like, she's onto something. And then I started doing more in-person interviews. So around that time, um, this is before what happened on Love and Hip Hop. I've known Erica for many, many, many years. I am the king of reality television. I know everybody. Everybody knows me. 99% of the reality stars I love, and I adore them, and they love me. Um, so I reached out to Erica way before that moment that happened on Love and Hip Hop. Me and Erica and her manager were planning to do this interview way before that. Erica was at this time, Erica was shooting Love and Hip Hop, her all black scripted show, honey, her Tubi movies, because I'm a huge fan of the Stepmom trilogy. I love Tubi. So she was busy doing that. And me and her manager kept trying to figure out the date. Like, when can we do it? Carlos, she'll be in Atlanta, but it's for a day. Anyways, I saw that to say Erica's interview was planned way before that moment that was aired on the show. Okay. When that moment happened and Erica found out she was suspended from Love and Hip Hop, I'm a human being, right? So for me, I didn't pick up the phone and say, "Yo, you need." No, like, this woman's dealing with something. I'm cool. Like, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm not this vulture to where it's like, no, you know, I don't have a microphone in front of me. Oh, here it is. It's not like I'm like this. Like, yo, so talk to me about what happened. I don't roll that way. So weeks went by after that incident happened, and then a conversation started up again about doing the interview. And I said to myself, I was going to do the interview anyway. This happened, and I'm going to have a real conversation with y'all, because y'all always going to get it from me straight, whether you like it or not. Okay? There isn't an outlet for reality stars. I'll just stick to that. Although I want to say celebrities, but I'll just stick with reality stars. Okay. There is not a place where a reality star can speak to somebody and share their story without it being a combative, in your face conversation where it's all about the interviewer. And that is no shade to that is no shade. Um and I'm saying reality star, okay? Um the reason why people have been loving my interviews is because reality stars don't get a chance to get on The View, daytime talk shows, or a Barbara, rest in peace, Barbara. But like back in the day, a Barbara Walters special, or like Diane Sawyer, they're not on 2020. Like, they don't get that same outlet. They just don't. They don't. And I'm gonna keep it all the way real with y'all, like it or not. I created Reality with the King because I always felt that reality stars do not have a place to go to where they can talk about their stories and get asked questions about their backstory. Because a lot of these interviewers, they want the messy soundbite, they want the viral moment, they make it all about them. They want to go dirty and deep, and that's a lot of people's position, and I'm not mad at it. We're all here to do something different. I'm not here to be a messy interviewer in the sense where I'm out to ruin you because I want to go viral. That's not that's not who I am. Okay? So, when the opportunity came to talk to Erica, I said to myself, I was already going to do it. And one thing about me is I live my life with intention. My intention with Erica was to already talk to her. When this moment happened on television, I said to myself, I want to be the person to have the same intention of speaking to her, but I also want to be the person to ask the questions because I really do want to understand what I'm not going to give away the interview, but I wanted to ask the questions because I wanted to understand the answer. I'll leave it at that. And I felt that no one else would be able to do it in a way where you can hear from the person. If you want to hear from them. A lot of you guys said, I don't want to hear from her. Cool. Then this isn't for you. Catch me on the next one. We're all cool with that. But for those who want to hear an answer, I wanted to provide the outlet to do it. Simple as that. And what's missing in this day and age is the art of journalism. Nobody cares anymore about the truth or the information. And I know I look young because this Neutrogena skin be popping, but I'm a grown ass man. Although my voice is high pitched, I'm a grown, I'm a grown ass man. No, I studied Barbara Walters. I studied Diane Sawyer. I studied Oprah Winfrey. I studied journalist. I became a journalist because of these people. I watched Diane Sawyer interview everybody. I saw Barbara Walters interview everybody. Oprah interviewed everybody. And I want to position myself to be in the class of that. Period. I want to talk to everybody because I'm a student of information and I have this gift where I'm able to talk to somebody and they feel comfortable to tell their truth. Whether or not you like their answer, that's up to you guys. I go into my conversations with no judgment. I don't think you guys notice this. You have never seen me in an interview holding cards. Like, you don't see me doing this. You don't see that from Nene, Kenya, Jocelyn, Scrappy. The list goes. You don't see me with like, well, wait, hold that thought. And the reason why you don't see that is because I go in and say to myself, because I pray before every interview, and I say to myself, and this is true T, I say, God, please make me present. That's it. God, I promise you this. Before every interview, I say, God, allow me to be present. I don't want the noise of the outside world saying, you better ask that, you better do this, you better do that. That ain't me. Y'all can talk to the other. That ain't me. I go in saying, God, allow me to be present because I want to understand the person I'm talking to. That's it. I don't write down questions. I I have a big head. My forehead is the size of a Mack truck. I can store a lot of information in this big ass head of mine. So I do my research because I'm a journalist. I do my research and I like do bullet points and I study and I study and I study and I study and 5 minutes before the interview I study. It's like I'm cramming for a test and I study and then I'm like, okay, God, let me be present. And then after every interview, because I'm a perfectionist, I'm like, damn, I should have asked that question. Whatever. So I wanted to paint the picture for you guys. So when it came to Erica Mena, I said, let me be present. I have a lot of information in my head that I want to ask, and I want to follow the same blueprint. I want to get to know the backstory. I say this to you guys all the time. Reality with the king is to understand the person behind the personality. That's it. If you don't like them, you don't like them, and that's cool. If you do like them, great. This is for you. If you're in the middle, cool. Form your own judgment after the interview. So that was my process. And I also want to say this to you guys. Erica could have gone to anybody. I mean, this is no shade to me, even. Erica could have gone to syndicated talk shows, to um, Pulitzer Prize winning journalist, anybody. Everybody wanted this interview, despite what y'all want to believe. Everybody wanted this interview. Everybody did. Um, and I did not force myself to do it. Meaning, I did not. Let me rephrase that. I did not force myself to get it. That's what I meant. It's because we were already talking about doing it, and Erica would have to answer for you guys why she chose me. But what you guys are seeing is these stars feel like if I'm going to tell my story, we don't have Oprah anymore. We don't have Barbara Walters, and we ain't got Diane Sawyer. We got Carlos King. And that's the reason why you guys love my channel. And that's the reason why you guys love my interviews. And I'm always going to give you that. I'm going to talk to people you guys may not like, and that's fine. I'm going to talk to people who you guys are going to live for, and that's wonderful. But I have to be true to the art of journalism and follow in the footsteps of my predecessors that have paved the way for me. And I know when it comes to reality stars, they're highly judged because unlike celebrities, celebrities hide behind their character or their music. And reality stars they're famous and successful for being themselves and they get judged accordingly. And again, I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just telling you how it is. So that was my thought process going into it. So one of the big things that occurred was understanding Erica's childhood. And it's similar to why I asked Jocelyn about her childhood, Kenya Moore about her childhood, Scrappy about being raised by Mama D. Once you understand a person's childhood, 9 times out of 10, you have a better understanding of who they are as adults. And that's not me making excuses for people. It's just me letting you guys know that's how my process works. So, understanding that she was molested in foster care and she was born inside of a prison wall. Um, that right there, I just was like, wow, wow, this is horrible. It's an unfortunate way of being brought into the world. It is because it shapes you. It shapes you. And it's something that never goes away. And I think you have to do the work internally to understand if you're even if you even healed from it, right? So that information was a surprise, and a lot of you guys obviously um felt the same way too, like, oh, this is horrible for any young girl to experience. I don't care who you are. It's horrible for any young girl to go through that. Um, but once that was disclosed, um, it just it was hard to hear that, because no child should be born into that. It's unfortunate. So then obviously we fast forward, and I wanted to get into the conversation of her son King, because I do watch Love and Hip Hop. And as I was watching this current season, I wanted to know why Erica's son was the topic of conversation for shade. That part I never understood. One thing about the shows I work on, and I learned this from the Atlanta Housewives, they always say kids are off limits. You could talk crazy about me, my body count, my man, my whatever, but kids are off limits. So as I was watching this season and I heard Scrappy make a comment about it, and then obviously we heard Spice make a comment about it, I wanted to dive in instantly about her son, and just ask, like, why is that the shade that your cast members throw at you when they want to, like, read you? Um and to hear about her relationship with her son, and how she was a teen mom. And again, this is not me making a judgment on a situation. It's me making a statement about, oftentimes teen moms rely on their village, because having a baby is a lot for anybody, especially when you're a teen mom, and you rely on the village. So hearing about the village helping her, obviously her mom and her sisters, while she was working hard to bring money back into supporting her mother who retired, supporting her son, and then still trying to, like, hustle to do that. Um, that's something that I was fascinated to hear, because I also know people in my life. I literally know people in my life whose mother gave birth to them as a teen, and their mother relied on the grandmother to help with the kid. And one thing that I don't think gets talked about enough is the fact that when a teen mom chooses to have their mom, the grandmother, take help raise the child, is a tough decision, because you're risking your child getting closer to the grandmother, because the mother's out there working hard to make ends meet. And that sometimes is because the son or the daughter is too is with the grandmother all the time. We saw Garcelle Bouvet talk about this on Beverly Hills Housewives yesterday. Garcelle Bouvet, Fancy from Jamie Foxx, talked about this yesterday on Beverly Hills, okay? Where her son said to her pretty much like, "You didn't raise me." And Garcelle was dumbfounded by that, and he said to her, "It's not your I get that you have to work, but you didn't raise me." And he said, "I wanna live with dad." And that's Garcelle's personal story this season. So, it's a very relatable topic of conversation, and that's the thing about my interviews, I always trying to find ways to relate to people, like, what does this mean? And after hearing the explanation of how that began, and any parent who's raising a teen, like she said, there's days he loves her and there's days he doesn't like her because she's still his mom. And as his mom, she has to still be the disciplinarian. And that's just something that will be the dynamic of their relationship until they get to a place where her son is older, perhaps, and he may look back and say, "Okay, I see your point now," but it's tricky. It's tricky. It's very tricky. Because on one hand, you're doing the right thing, working to spend money. I'm sorry, working to make money to support your kid. So you have to leave the house, but you don't want to leave your kid in the hands of a stranger so that something bad can happen to them. So that's what I was getting from the conversation too. And it was just very interesting to understand that and to also understand that it's a relationship to where it's not perfect like any mother son, mother daughter, father son, father daughter relationship is. Um, but that it clearly is a sensitive topic to even like talk about. So I wanted to make sure we talked about King and the fact that, listen, not every child wants to be on TV. We hear a lot of celebrity kids say, I don't want this. That's you decided to be famous. It's not what I want to do. And that's why for me, I ended the topic of her son because for me, I was like, if this boy wants to live a private life, I need to stop asking more questions about him because I want him to live a private life. I want to respect his wishes. And that's the reason why we didn't go deeper into it because I respect his wishes. Being famous ain't for everybody. It ain't. Who wants to get read every day? I don't. Y'all be trying to read me. So, anyways, then we went into now look. Thank you, Amy Lynn. I admire King. Thank you, boo. What is the wait? What is okay? I don't know what that was, child. Um, okay. So love and hip hop. Baby! What I say to y'all, I gagged that Erica made allegedly. Erica made allegedly $40 her first season. $40. When Erica said she got paid per diem, per diem. So let me tell y'all what per diem is. Okay, when you are talent, right? A celebrity, talent, whatever, and a network, a company, whatever, hires you for a service, and you have to go out of town to do the job, you get paid per diem. You get paid a fee that I think is like 40, 45 bucks a day. And that 40 to 45 bucks a day is to buy toiletries, some Cheetos, a pack of condoms, if you get down like that, some KY jelly, a stamp, an envelope, and a money order, child, just in case. Okay? Just in case. Because you're out of town and you need some stuff. Okay? So that's my. Thank you, Misha Bell. The necessities. Thank you. Thank you. So to know that we saw Erica Kimbella get into that fight and then seeing how everything happened after that episode, and mama, you got $40? Damn! I gagged. I mean, I gagged so hard I left my seat. That was a gag to me. That whole situation was gag worthy because, honey, I have never seen anything like it. Anything like it. Again, when you kind of sit back and listen to a person's story, you're definitely like, oh wow, I just like wow, wow, wow. It was. In the words of Nene Leakes, it was shocking. Shocking. Yes, I was shocked and gagged. That whole situation was gag worthy. And then listen, we're not gonna touch the DJ Envy stuff out of respect to DJ Envy and Gia Casey and their family. We're not gonna touch it. Erica addressed it. She told her side of the story. We're done. We're done. And she had the right to share her side because she allegedly wasn't able to do that on Love and Hip Hop. Okay, so that that was that was gag worthy too. So, baby, I was gagged. I was gagged. So, anyways, then the safari thing. The safari thing, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I'm really fascinated, fascinated by the fact that I watched that. I think it was called VH1 Scary House or something. And I remember watching the show because again, I'm a student of media. I watch everything if it's good. I remember watching it like, damn, Safari sweating Erica's so tough. Damn. And he finally got her. And I remember thinking to myself, wow, he manifested his dream girl. Because he would say, like, Erica's my dream girl, Erica's my dream girl. And I was like, wow, Safari manifested his dream girl. Like, whoa, that's big. And to see Erica fall in love with him, I was like, wow, you can really manifest your dream partner. And to see their wedding special, I was like, wow. And I remember when they first bought their house, they were on a golf cart. Safari was on his iPhone showing, I think they were on live, Instagram live, I think. And they were perusing the neighborhood. And I remember seeing the sparkle in Erica's eye. And I was like, oh my gosh, she's so happy. Like this is true tea. I was like, oh my gosh, they're like, I did not see this coming. I was gagging. I said, wow, he manifested his dream girl and she's in love with him. And they're happy. They bought a house together and they're showing us a peek inside their lives. And the way you know a woman's happy is when she has a twinkle in her eye. And I felt that Erica had a twinkle in her eye in that moment. Like that's a question I should have asked because I remember so vividly. But because I don't write down questions, I forgot. But I remember that like it was yesterday. And I was like, wow, this is it. This is it. This is it. And then to see the destruction happen was shocking to me. And to see how she dealt with it, I just remember feeling so sad for the whole situation because I saw how much love was there. And when she talked about how that whole situation sucked the life out of her, because one thing that went viral was Erica's appearance on the last reunion. I think she wore a red dress or something. And people compared her earlier reunion look to the present one. And they were talking about the distinction between her look. And they felt she looked more gaunt like and thin. And I sorry, I asked Erica about that. She said that it sucked the life out of me. That's why people saw me look that way. It sucked the life out of me. It was definitely something to where I was like, wow. I just did not see I didn't see that coming because I thought like this was a match made in heaven. And I had no idea it would turn into like hell for them. I didn't. I didn't. And I was happy that she was able. This is the thing that I liked about that topic was that it was a lot of grace given to the situation. Because at the end of the day, she has kids by him. So I like the fact that there was grace there and she made sure to respectfully address it for the audience, but to not go down deep into the gutter if she chose to do that. She didn't. So I also noticed that too. So no, I thought it was. Listen, I thought it was though. I appreciate everybody. Listen, there's been tons of comments about this interview, and what I will say is I appreciate the overwhelming response that I've gotten in the comments on my pages, um, whether it's YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, about the fact that people are like, you really got us an interview where we were able to see another side. And again, my intention is to always just ask the question and be present. I never sway my audience to like go this way. That's not what I do. I'm a journalist. I provide you the content and you guys take it from there. But that is something that I will always do. I will always do that. And I appreciate the ones who watch that gave those overwhelming positive responses. And I appreciate the ones who are like, I'm good. It's this is the thing. It's okay. It's okay. I even appreciate the ones who said, Carlos, I love you. It's too soon for me. I get it and I respect it. I respect it. And maybe in a week or two, or a month or two, or a year or two, you'll come back and watch it if you choose to. Um, but what I want us to do is this. I want us to get to a place where you can agree to disagree and we keep it moving. And I think that's what you have to do. And that's what I choose to do. So I thank all of you for watching it. I thank all of you for hopping on this live. Next week is part 2 of my exclusive with Erica Mena, where we do get into the monkey comment. She, for the first time, Erica addresses it. Erica talks about the monkey comment, why she said it. Erica talks about the colorism special that she was not a part of. Erica talks about everything. Yandy, her castmates. Erica talks about everything. Everything is addressed. We talked about everything. And you'll see that on Tuesday, October 31st at 9 o'clock a.m. Eastern. Thank you, Sassy KK. She says, I'm ready for part 2. Keisha said, allow people to grow from their mistakes. Yale says some things about it did not seem genuine. What does it say? Tiffany said trick. Oh, right. It's Halloween that day. Trick or treat. I may do something with that. Okay. So y'all gonna get that next week. And I'll hop on live next week after part 2 drops. I'll do it next Thursday. And then we'll have a Ponderosa. And we will do that again. We'll do that again. But I love all of you. Thank you 7 times over. Y'all know I love me some raindrops, honey. And no, I'll save that to next week. We'll talk about who's next on the couch, honey. Yes! That's it. Thank you, Keisha. Thank you, Carlos. You did an amazing job. Well, thank you, baby. Thank you, 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 thank you. Tawana said, I appreciate hearing her. Thank you. All right. I appreciate that. Thank you. We talk about everything. We talked about everything. Y'all get into that. Get into it. And I love you too. All right. Love you, Raindrops. If you haven't watched it yet, part 1 of my exclusive interview with Erica Mena is on my YouTube channel now. And part 2 airs next Tuesday, October 31st, Halloween, at 9 o'clock a.m. Eastern. And then I'll talk to you guys next Thursday. All right. Love y'all. Bye.